Book it shit. Book it shit. Book it shit.
Welcome to Book It Wrestling Podcast, where we book, rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your Commissioner Lil X Fudge, and today we are here with your GMs, Damone D Money.
Kenny definitely mixed up Adam Cole and Adam Page.
I did. I took it as soon as I said, "Oh, yeah."
Speaking of the bad guy, Kenny.
Oh yeah.
The first return of Hi-Fi Mike.
Oh yeah, it has been 2 weeks, huh?
The cycle has restarted, and our guest of honor today, the wild card SJP. Welcome to Book It. He's been on with us once before, and today we got some surprises for you. So I hope you enjoyed our take on Halloween Havoc. We booked a fun, fantasy, frightful card full of wacky matches and characters for you guys.
Fast.
And then now we're giving you what you want. We know you want more BookItVerse content. We know you can't get enough. We know you've stayed up till midnight listening to Travis list 60 spots in a match. You're about this shit.
Midnight? Talk about 1 o'clock.
Right?
I was being generous.
I remember the one time we were literally up till like 1:30. I'm like...
And I'm not from the East Coast, so y'all got it worse than me. But y'all are real ones. Y'all want the BookItVerse back, and that is what you got, but with a twist. See, we're not quite done with the third round. We finished with my show being the last of the round, and we'll have updated scores. We'll have a brand new round of cards ready for you. But before we do that, we have brought on our guest, one of our most loyal fans, to give us a BookItVerse of his own. He has written a card, pay-per-view build-up, and all the things that you expect from us, ready to serve as a special guest edition. So, SJP, take us away and tell us about your show.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Global Pro Wrestling. And before we started shooting, I got a reminder that this was Travis's promotion, but honestly, we're just going to ignore that. So, yeah. Sorry,
Travis.
Don't worry, we ignore Travis all the time.
You could just say Global Professional Wrestling, and his is just pro wrestling.
Okay, Global Professional Wrestling. Global Professional Wrestling.
Gets
A Fright to remember. Oh, there's going to be scares, tears on human flesh. We got their variety of stipulations and lots of celebrities.
I should have let you use Doink. I wanted to see. I should have seen what you did with him.
Mike finding a way to get Doink on the more shows.
I want to get Doink on every show, man.
Okay,
best thing I've ever made.
All up in the videos.
So let's get the show started off. First off, hosting duties are being conducted by the Miz in his whacked out Halloween costume, who looks like a magician whose only magic trick is sending alimony payments.
Wait, he's divorced?
Yes, the Miz is the host. Because who else?
Who else?
Yeah, so the Miz says, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the must-see wrestling promotion in all the world. Welcome to Global Professional Wrestling. Now we have a show for you today. Fright to remember. There will be scares and tears, blood, sweat, and tears. So are you ready? So without further ado, let's get this on. So our first match on the card, Adam Page versus James Storm in a Texas World match. Adam Page, he was once loved by the fans, as you all know, the heart and soul of AEW. But then the fans found another person to root for, and he couldn't understand it. He was just sick. He was a vile human being, but he just couldn't understand why they would cheer for him. And that man was Swerve. He hated it. Thanks for the dance, Kenny. So he decided, and throughout his feud, which concluded Wrestle Dream 2023, Full Gear 2023, he decided, he had enough. He had enough. He started attacking the fans. Saying, "Why would you cheer for a guy like this? Why?" And then he isolated everybody, friends, family, even the fans. All he cared about was himself. He was delusion. And so 3 weeks ago, he gets into the crowd. He said he can't understand all the heels all the heels in global professional wrestling. What all of them have done despicable acts. But why do you keep cheering for them? Because you find them cool? Is that it? What about me? What about me? I'm cool. But the crowd says no, Cowboy. But it says no, Cowboy shit was yesterday's news. The fans proclaim. It says, you know what? Screw you. I don't need you. I can only rely on myself. And then out comes another Cowboy, James Storm. And so James Storm comes out and says, "Look at him. I understand where you're coming from. Like me back when me and Chris Harris formed America's Most Wanted, we were on top of the world. But then I thought I just saw Chris as a liability. We feuded, bloody. We tore each other to hell. But then I realized that we need friends. They help us create bonds with each other, family, friends, even the fans. That's what we need." But Adam Page rebukes him, talks about, "Listen here, you dirty old man. Don't you dare lecture me talking about friends. The fans abandoned me when I was at my lowest. And what did they do, huh? What did they do? They just left me while they cheered on an even bigger star. Like I was left in the mud, but I don't need them." And then so Adam Page just walks off. But then he stops at the runway, and then he goes back in the ring and clocks James Storm with the microphone with his back turned. He says, "Like I said, James, I don't need anybody. I don't need nobody to lecture me on what to do. And I certainly don't need some washed up veteran telling me guiding me to get back to the top." And so Storm is like, he's contemplating. So the next week, James Storm comes out. He says he understands Page. He goes on and talks about he talks about America's Most Wanted, talking about Chris Harris for helping form the tag team division. And then he turned on him. He saw him as a liability. Thought he could go solo, but he couldn't. He just couldn't find the same success. But then he found a man in Robert Roode, and he saw, maybe I do need friends. And so here comes Beer Money Inc. So he tells Adam, I know your pain, Adam. All right, I understand what it's like to feel lost, to be forgotten, but you can't give up on your morals. And I sure as hell ain't gonna give up on you. But Adam on the Titantron says, like I said, Storm, I don't need nobody. I am better off with my own decisions. I don't you he just started saying he doesn't need anyone. No fans, friends. He is going to be the Lone Ranger he was destined to be. Now Storm says, "Well, Lone Ranger, I'm gonna wish you never mess with me because you might call me a washed up veteran, but I still got a few tricks up my sleeve. So at Fright to Remember, I'm calling you out. Me versus you in a Texas bull rope match." And so he says, Adam Page says, you stupid old man. You still think you're the stuff, huh? No, you're not it. And you're not it. And on Sunday at Fright to Remember, I'm gonna wish you never got back in the ring. No, scratch that. I gonna wish you stayed retired. Or no, he's not retired. He's still wrestling. But I'm gonna wish your career was over. I'm going to end you. I'm going to end your life. So next week, the two men have a stare down, talking about what it's like. They talk about the cowboy life. All the better off doing your own decisions. But Adam Pages, like, what happened to you? You used to be the last cowboy, huh? You were drinking beer, calling your own shots. But look at you. You became a family man. Like, what did you rest? Like, what happened to you? You used to be my childhood hero, but now you're just washed. And James Storm says, "Yes, I understand. I understand. Like, sure, I might have lost my edge. I don't drink. I still drink beer, but not as much. But I found family. And sometimes you need family to guide you through your darkest past. So he's gonna show so at Fright to Remember, I am going to kick the friendship into you at Fright to Remember." And so we get to the pay-per-view, Fright to Remember, the Texas Board match. James Storm comes out wearing his classic cowboy with a long robe, while Adam Page, he comes out to Ghost Riders in the Sky, only a more darker and sinister version. Before the ref even puts the strap, but before the ref even puts he straps them, he puts them two together, strap by strap. Adam Page jumps James Storm. He wails on him, sending him through the steel steps, slamming his head on the announce table. And right now, James Storm is bloodied and battered. And then, reminiscent of what he did at Full Gear, he drinks James Storm's blood. He is feeling himself, and so he straps himself on. He straps James Storm on, and the ref finally rings the bell. And Adam Page continues his assault. He even goes for a quick buckshot lariat, but he misses, with James Storm countering it into a backstabber. James Storm, he still cannot regain his bearings, and that brief moment allows Adam Page to jump on him. And Adam Page pulls out every trick in the book. He hits a Death Valley driver, a fall away slam, even a pop up powerbomb. But still, James Storm will not stay down. And Adam Page says, What are you trying to prove, huh? What are you trying to prove? Like I told you, I don't need you, and I don't need you lecturing me on what I need to do." He slaps James Storm repeatedly, but James Storm, he does not give in. He wails on him, hitting his old moves, a net breaker, spinning DDT. We're at the 15-minute mark, and things are looking desperate. Adam desperate. At James Storm, he goes for the last shot, which is his version of a super kick, but Adam Page blows him right in the bollocks. And well, it's a Texas Bullrope match, so there's no rules. And so he decides to go for his patented buckshot lariat. He decides to go for it. He hits it. 1, 2, but James Storms kicks out. Adam Page cannot believe it. Now he's looking desperate. He just kicks James Storm's head in over and over and over again. Stomps him with those big ass cowboy boots. Now he decides to go for another buckshot lariat, but James Storm counters. He hits the last shot, but he doesn't go for the pin. He wants to show Adam Page. He wants to show Adam Page what humility looks like, or something like that. So he goes outside the ring. He said, no, he's not about to do it, but he does. He flips. James Storm flips over the top rope and hits a buckshot lariat onto Adam Page. And now he's calling for Adam Page to get up. A last shot. 1, 2, 3. James Storm is victorious with Adam Page left to swallow in his pride. And that's it.
All right. I'll be the first to rate this. I really liked it overall. I thought you had some good promo work in there. I like the way you told the story from like James Storm trying to befriend him and not working and it leading here. You have a nice brutal match, very heel Hangman-esque. I'm gonna give this. I think it was a 4.5, $4.50.
Mm-hmm. Mike.
Someone else can go first.
I didn't realize I was muted.
It's too early, Mike. It's too early.
Yeah, right. So overall, I like the story, but the wrong person won.
I agree.
Hangman should have won. Yeah, Hangman should have won.
I understand.
Like for the story, like I guess if you wanted to have, if James Storm was gonna win, you should have had like an aftermatch attack, like Adam Page freak out. Also, it's a Texas Bull Rope match, but they're doing pinfalls and submission. So I'm assuming you're not doing the traditional like you have to hit the turnbuckles.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, what is this to get? Yeah, like out because I looked at they have to touch all the corners. Like, what the hell is this? A game show? Really? This is wrestling. What do we need that for?
No, we fuck with the four corners. We like convoluted stipulations.
Yeah, we like dumb. Yeah, we like dumb rules.
You can build a really good.
Me and John.
You can build a really good story around the anticipation of hitting those corners.
Yeah, like one of the best moments is when JBL won the title, like not on purpose, like when he was getting
technicality.
Yeah, on the technicality, it's a really shitty moment for like if you're a fan of Eddie, but it is a good like heel way to win a title. Like you won because of a technicality, and it started like that. JBL's best run is as the WWE champion, barely winning off bullshit. But overall, like I said, I like the story. I do think the wrong person won, and I wish you stuck with the traditional bull rope rules. So I'm gonna overall, I'm not gonna kill you or anything. I'm gonna give you a 4.
Okay, that's good.
Damone said what I wanted to say, but he said it more eloquently. I'm gonna give.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah. That's why I let you go first. Kenny, it's you.
What did you say? I didn't hear your score.
I'm giving him a 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I'm gonna be the hater here.
Oh, shocker!
So
Shocker.
I didn't like the friendship being beaten into someone. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And yeah, I also agree with the the four corners thing, especially with that. I think if anything, it should have been explained beforehand because I was expecting them to touch the corners, and all of a sudden they started pinning, and I was thrown off. Like, why is he pinning them? So that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I probably should have clarified that.
Yeah, but besides, I mean, so I'm trying to think. I got to score my head, and I'm between two scores because there's a couple of moments, like I said, promo wise, I didn't like. The match was good. The story was cool. I'm gonna go with a 3.25. What I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
And it's crazy when Damone now is the one that says things most eloquently. We've really come far as a podcast. Proud of you, Damone.
Thanks.
My
I was
goodness.
on this podcast.
Pretty good.
I was on this podcast 100 episodes before you. But
I know.
Right.
But
Damone was putting on pretty good shows prior to BookItVerse. He's been able to do it pretty well. It's outside of the podcast where he doesn't talk well.
which is weird. So
Damone found a personality. We love to see it.
That's crazy.
When the podcast is over, we're just never gonna hear from him again.
yeah, exactly.
Kawhi Leonard ass podcaster.
I'm an enigma.
You are Nig what?
Enigma balls.
Too close, John. Too close. You know what?
I'm taking your black card away.
I'm taking one of your passes.
I'm taking that card away. You used
Shit,
it.
it wasn't worth it.
You used it.
All right.
Okay.
You can go on to your next match.
Okay, so this next match, it's gonna be all over the place, but bear with me on this. So, yeah, it will be insane. So
That's what I want to fucking hear. Yeah.
So, a few weeks ago, Snoop Dogg, yes, you heard me right, Snoop Dogg. That was one of my options. He comes out to the crowd saying like he was a lifelong wrestling fan. As someone who's been inducted into WWE Hall of Fame, he's had his moments at WrestleMania and AEW. He's just happy, he's out here, styling, wilding with the fans. When all of a sudden, out comes Flo Rida, the hip Flo Rida. So Flo Rida comes here and, well, basically he decides he wants to restart the East versus he wants a rerun of the East versus West Coast rap duel. And he says, "Look, Snoop, I know you a legend, but you old news. Like, who even listens to your music now? Like, come on. Everyone know. Well, actually, not a redo, but he's just like dissing the older legends. He decides you're old news. Like, come on. Like, people still listen to me 24/7. Like, why don't you just go on home and start smoking."
You just decide to start a whole coast beef immediately.
But
listen
By the way,
Flo
let's
Rida.
just this side of it.
You said laughing.
That's good.
Listen to the Flo Rida 24/7 is insane.
Listen to Flo Rida at all is
Flo
crazy.
Rida Southern, not East Coast.
Okay. So he says, "So why don't you go into your little crib in LA and just smoke that good stuff until you pass out?" Now he says, "Now listen to me, G. I respect you a lot, but you youngsters need to understand. you youngsters need to understand. We paved the way for you to come, and so." He's a Flo Rida. "Oh, is that a fact?" I said, "What you gonna do about it, huh?" He says, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's what." So he decides So he decides to challenge him into a one-on-one match right here, right now. And it looks like, Flo Rida, he's pumping up, he's walking back and forth. He takes off his shirt, and then he decides to roll out the ring. He says, no, we ain't doing that shit. But I'll give you what. We got a pay-per-view. There's a pay-per-view coming up, Fright to Remember. So how about this? You and 3 other wrestlers versus me and 3 other wrestlers. A no-holds-barred tornado tag team match. Fright to Remember. So say you want, dog. But just remember, you are not going. You are. I'm sorry, you guys are just.
I'm hype. Come on. Let's go. I'm waiting to hear how you wrote a 4-on-4 tornado.
No holds barred match.
No holds barred.
I'm interested in. He says tornado. I'm interested in who's the teams.
Okay, so then
that's going to determine a lot of this.
So Snoop Dogg, he decides to hold auditions for wrestlers on the roster. Let's see. First off, he decided to interview Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J. But he did.
I told you, once a juggalo, always a juggalo.
He decides he wants to recruit Shaggy 2 and Violent J. He says, come on, Snoop. It's us. We're OGs. Yeah, but he said, y'all too violent for me. I don't know.
Too violent for wrestling.
Yep. Oh shit! Travis commented.
Man, so ICP didn't make the cut
because they were too violent. This is the real GPW.
Yeah. So he decides, many auditions later, and Snoop Dogg's saying, "Man, who am I gonna find?" And then he says, and then here comes, it's Alex. Who is it? Oh, Alec. Wait, damn. Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, the Acclaimed.
Finally, some real rappers.
Yes, he's saying, look, is that what these guys? Hey, look, I love you guys, but I need some, real rappers. So what it did, like that's a diss. And he says, hey, this ain't over, Snoop. This ain't over. And so he decides, and then Flo Rida, he decides to Moxu, does his own auditions, and so he decides to settle with 2 of the hippest clubbing guys he knows, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Queen, Private Party. And so
that's a good pick.
And so Snoop Dogg decides that Snoop Dogg and the Acclaim. So next week, Snoop Dogg and the Acclaim come out to the ring talking about, hey, Acclaim says, look, we might be the young bulls on the block, but we have respect for old taste. Like Snoop, you're a legend at this. And so before they could go any further, out comes Flo Rida and Isaiah. Flo Rida and Private Party said, really, guys, this is who you're standing by with? A washed up has-been? And so, so Snoop and the Acclaim, they took offense to that. So they wanted blood. So both teams get in the ring about to fight. It said, but then as they're about to go hands, the lights go off. And all of a sudden, a dark figure stands right behind both Snoop Dogg and the Acclaim, and clocks Snoop Dogg with a guitar. Dog is down. The Private Party and Flo Rida decide to jump. The Acclaim beat them down, stomp to the ground. Who is this mysterious figure? They may ask. And actually, three mysterious figures. It's the Insane Clown Posse, but they decide to have a friend along. He unmasked himself, Machine Gun Kelly.
Boo! Boo! No, they wouldn't do that. Boo!
Wait,
No!
I thought you for a second.
sold
I
out.
thought you
You
said friend
sold
along
out.
as a
You
verb. And I was
sold
like,
out.
what the fuck is a friend along?
Wait a
that?
minute. So wait. So you got these 3 white men beating on these black men like this? That's crazy. That's insane. That's what we doing here at GPW. That's insane.
I know. So,
Wait till BOA finds out about this.
So Flow Rider's team is complete. It will be Flow Rider, Private Party, and Machine Gun Kelly, and managed by the Insane Clown Posse, Shaggy 2 Dope, and Violet J. And Snoop Dogg and they claim they gotta find someone quick. They gotta even the odds. But Flow Rider decided to get another rapper. But Snoop Dogg decides he needs to get a rapper too, but like he decides to call Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, Lil Uzi, J. Cole, but he said they all say, Snoop, with all due respect, fuck that wrestling. Get out of here. So Clay and Snoop Dogg are stupid. They don't know who to choose, but Snoop Dogg has the idea and decides to make a phone call. So the final week, the week before Fright Remember, Flow Rider says, yeah, look at this. This is excellence right here, along with Private Party and Sam Composite Machine Gun Kelly. This is what this is all about. Look, these old guys, they don't have it anymore. They may have paved their way, but we create the best things out there with all the latest technology. They got nothing on us. And so Snoop Dogg and the Acclaim comes out, and Flow Rider says, your ass is here for another beating, huh? Yeah, I see how it is. Yes, but saying nah, dog. It's gonna be different. You got your equalizer, Machine Gun Kelly. Well, guess what? We got our equalizer.
Machine Gun Kelly being an equalizer is insane.
and so we got some more
negative point on them.
So some more like shenanigans, and there's another mass figure. He's behind Flow Rider's group. He clocks Flow Rider with a chair, and he also clocks Machine Gun Kelly. And Snoop Dogg and Acclaim, they run in, they beat all their opponents, and they stand tall in the ring, and they're wondering who is this mysterious figure. And he unmasked himself. Multi-winning Grammy award-winning artist, Bad Bunny.
Okay, so we finally have a good wrestler in this match.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Just kidding, Private Party. I love you.
So Fright Remember, Snoop Dogg, The Acclaim, and Bad Bunny versus Flow Rider, Private Party, and Machine Gun Kelly. So tornado tag team match. So no tags, just violence everywhere. So Snoop Dogg decide. So Snoop Dogg's group, so Flow Rider and his group decide to come out. Welcome to my house, baby. We gonna go. I know
the worst Flow Rider song.
Yeah.
To be honest, is there a best Flow Rider song?
I'm gonna find a good one. I'll get back to you.
Or I could do Good Feeling. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
Right, they just get worse.
Yeah, they're not bad. Good. None of them are good.
They'll come with the shorty got low.
Low. I would say low. You can do low. That's it. That's about where we're at.
Okay, he decides to come out to low, and then for Snoop Dogg's team, he has a guest singer with his and his group entrance, and it's nothing but his good old friend Dr. Dre, and they start singing nothing but and they start dropping the hits like nothing but a G thing, and da 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 da, It's the D-O-B-G Snoop Dogg. And so they decide, you know what? Fuck entrances. We're gonna rush it, and both of all these and both teams decide, you know, they just rushing each other, and out, and like the action spills outside. Let me see what right. I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot of spots in this match. So. So of course Acclaim is taking on the Private Party. Then Snoop Dogg is on Flow Rider. Snoop Dogg is in the concession stand with Flow Rider, and then he sees someone's lighting a smoke. So he decides to take it, smokes it himself, and then he crumbles it up and pours it down Flow Rider's throat. And he starts, puffing smoke, and gross, but like he likes that green, you know what I mean? He likes the green, and so Isaiah Cassidy and the Private Party and the Acclaim start battling out outside the arena. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I should have mentioned this earlier. This is taking place at the United Center, to clarify. Yes, the United. Wait, did I? Oh, wait, did I? Oh, no, wait, not the United Center. My bad. I was reading something else. It's taking place at Madison Square Garden. Yes.
Hey, it's a bad week for Madison Square Garden right now.
So yeah, they're battling out on the outside, and they see. So they see a couple of New York Knicks fans, and they decide to give them a shout. Anthony Bowens decides to host Isaiah. I keep screwing up their names. Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Queen. Yeah, Anthony Bowens hosts Mark Queen, and a Knicks fan puts a Knicks shirt over him. Yeah, how about the Knicks? And just starts wailing on him. And it's a full mob. And it's a full mob. And they drag him back to the arena. Bad Bunny is dealing with Machine Gun Kelly, but of course he's outmatched by. Of course, he's outnumbered with the insane clown posse, but besides his back. So, near the entrance, they decide both MGK and Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, they're about to put Bunny into a stack of tables when Dr. Dre comes in. When Dr. Dre comes in and makes the save, pushing Shaggy into the table and starts wailing in on Violent J. And so but Bad Bunny gets the upper hand, Machine Gun Kelly, and there's another, and he hits a Falcon Arrow through the entrance ramp, like brutal stuff. And so we get back into the ring. Both Snoop Dogg and Flo Rida going at it. Snoop Dogg. Both men are bloodied and battered. Flo Rida decides he's got some brass knucks that with the words shouting Snoop Dogg is trash. But then Dr. Dre comes up and clocks Ryder with his own brass knucks, and then Snoop Dogg decides to go for a rock bottom, but he's not done yet. Snoop Dogg goes to the top rope, hits a 5-star frog splash. Better than the one he did on that one episode of Dynamite. 1, 2, 3. Snoop Dogg team wins, and they all jam out to a variety of Snoop Dogg songs.
How long were they out there jamming?
We're getting multiple dances to multiple songs right after the match.
I have a question. I have a very important question. Is music playing during the match?
Music play it's in the early stages of the bout, there's some Snoop Dogg music playing in the background,
but not
So I got a
throughout.
question.
but that's all during the match.
I got a question.
Wrong
Imagine like
answer.
taking a fucking kendo stick shot to the head and hearing apple bottom jeans.
No, wait. We gotta talk about this. Wait a minute. So we got a West Coast versus East Coast
with a bunch
versus
of Midwesterners in it.
Juggalos.
With the right,
Yes.
they're
Okay,
the
we're gonna get to
Midwest.
that.
East Coast versus West Coast with a bunch of clowns involved.
Right,
then
but
not only is
MGK
it
is
West
also
Coast-
Midwest.
No, not only is it West Coast versus East Coast versus Juggalos, this is all happening in Madison Square Garden in New York. They're not safe. The West Coast people are not safe. This should have been on neutral ground. Why are they fighting?
There is no neutral ground.
No, but the
There's
New
no
York
neutral
people ain't
ground.
rooting for a fucking Florida
There's-
guy and a bunch of Midwestern clowns.
And
No
then-
one wins here.
versus
and then they had a
Snoop Dogg.
concert. Snoop Dogg won in New York and had a concert playing his music, and everybody
And he
danced
would be
to
the
it.
heel. He
Hey,
would be
honest.
the heel.
To
Who
be
can
fair,
Who
we're
can hit
gonna
on
do that
Snoop
with-
Dogg?
To be fair, would we have done that with Flow Rider? I don't think anyone in New York City
That would have
was like,
cleared the
let me
building.
rep that Flow Rider.
That's the
That's
thing.
what
Is Flow
I'm
Ride is
saying.
not even East Coast. Flow Ride is South. Is Southern rap.
I don't even know if I would say he's Southern rap.
Well,
He's not even Southern
he's
rap.
from
He's
Florida,
club
so
music. Club music.
Bro is club pop
yeah,
from like
that's Florida.
15 years
that
ago.
sounds right.
All right,
crazy.
okay.
Sean, I think you knew what this was going to be ratings-wise when you wrote it. Like-
This was. I want to say this was fucking bonkers. You definitely swung for the fences.
Yeah.
I had
You're
a
gonna
little
get
bit
some
of hard
audacity
time.
coin.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a bit of a hard time following who was in this match because at one point I didn't. You told me who was in the match, and I didn't hear ICP at all. And then suddenly ICP was popping up in the match, and then I got confused all over again.
They weren't in the match. They were managing.
I did not
Team
know
Flow
where.
Raider.
Okay, I didn't know. He
Team
was.
Florida.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot.
I tried to
follow.
keep up. I'll be honest with you, you lost me there a little bit. The build was great. I would have loved to see a montage, like an audition montage of him trying out a bunch of people.
Mhm.
You get like one of them trying to do like ballet or something, and he just shakes his head and says no, and then hits his joint, and then you get on to the next person.
Mhm.
I would have loved to see that ICP interaction. Unfortunately, again, I had a hard time following, and I didn't think the match was all that great.
Mm.
And when it breaks down to it, I don't want to sit and watch Snoop Dogg and people dance in the ring for a few songs after a match. So I'm gonna, as goofy as that is, I don't think I'd do that. I really wanted to like it enough to give this a 420, but unfortunately, that's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give you a 3.5 on this.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm next. First of all, you're gonna get some audacity coins because this definitely you did some shit.
Mhm.
You certainly tried some things, and I admire that. I've done some wacky shit in my day, and plus you're using a roster that Keith drafted, and you're certainly making a use of it. But I gotta hate on this. Like, I loved your first match, Storm versus Hangman in a bull rope match is fucking fire. Then we got the geography battle of the worst rappers possible. Snoop Dogg's okay, sorry, but like the Acclaimed bad rappers, the Juggalos bad rappers, Flo Rida ass, Machine Gun Kelly ass.
Machine Gun's pretty
Musically,
Kelly's
this is
pretty
like a playlist of just terrible music.
All you were missing for trash was E40.
No, we
Unfor-
treat E40
unfor-
better than that. Fuck you.
No, we
Unfortunately,
don't. We
he
do
was,
not.
unfortunately he
E40
wasn't.
awful.
With that said, I like the Anarchy in the Arena vibe that you were kind of going for. It's just there's 4 talented wrestlers in this match, 5 if you count Bad Bunny, who felt really weird in this storyline. He didn't feel like he had much of a place in the story. he's probably going to be hitting some of the better spots in this match, but like he definitely does not fit the vibe. Like I don't see why he's aligned with any of these teams, and like he didn't really get included in any of the build other than the reveal. So I'm not going to be giving you 420 either, but I'm going to be giving you the inverse 420. You're getting a 240 and 40 cents is Audacity coins.
Hey, sometimes life is all about risk.
Hey, it was beautiful in the way.
It was a good risk.
It was a beautiful disaster, Sean. I appreciate that you did it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've all had these like these bookings. Like we've had our screeching stings.
I got Travis's 0 this BookItVerse.
Yeah, we've had our Kevin Steen shows. I'm trying to think Mike's original first BookItVerse. That was something. It happened.
It was fun. I don't give a shit. I like that Halloween Havoc I did with the Battle Royal costume contest was fire, and you're just haters.
With Haku,
Ming
No,
definitely
that
would have
was
dressed
good.
up
That wasn't
as
your first show. Though. That was your last show. That BookItVerse. Your first show. That BookItVerse.
Yeah, that wasn't
that
that.
one.
But yeah, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was still going off the old Book It way of booking.
Yeah, we've all had our moments.
This is yours.
This is yours. Yeah,
I'm looking at your roster.
This is your
Sean,
canon event, Sean.
yeah.
and I think looking through your roster, there was opportunity for a lot of better ways to book this.
So I'm gonna be a hater, and a lot of this is gonna be Audacity. I have zero interest in seeing Flow Rider in anything. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a 1 on this one.
Damn.
I'm gonna say 99.
I was hoping you were.
You're a bigger hater than me. You're bigger than me.
I thought you were. I was really hoping you would have went low enough to give him a 50 cent, and then we could have just rounded this all out.
So we could fit in one more bad rapper. I said it.
Okay,
Hey,
so
we're not doing that.
At least
Before I
50
give you
Cent
my
would get
rating,
cheered in New York, like the rest of these
50
guys.
Cent is a gem. We're not gonna talk shit about 50.
So I want to ask you this before I give you my rating. So it was a triple threat match, correct?
No, an 8-man tornado tag team match. It's Snoop Dogg, The Acclaimed, and Bad Bunny versus Flow Rider, Private Party, and Machine Gun Kelly being
okay.
Yeah.
See, I remember you saying the 8-man tag match, but I assumed there was a third. I thought it was a triple threat. I don't know how many. 16 or 12 man. I mean, 12-man match. I assumed it was a 12-man match at one point, and I was like, "Who was all in this?"
So really, if you break it down, it was 6-on-4, if I'm understanding correctly, because you had the Insane Clown Posse as managers on Flow Rider's team, and then they still lost.
Okay. See, I thought the way it happened, I thought it would end up being a triple threat after a while. That's why I was like thrown off at one point.
I mean,
No, it would have made a little bit more sense because then you could have Machine Gun Kelly and the Juggalos team up to represent the Midwest.
Yeah, I mean, you could have. You could have done that.
Also, sorry, you would have gotten an additional $1 if they played the music throughout the match.
You also had a Puerto Rican guy fighting with the West Coast.
New Jack. If you
What
did
you
the
should have
New Jack
did was
thing,
you should have had all the club guys. You should have had Flow Rider. You should have had Pitbull, and you should have had Lil Jon all be on one team. All the club guys.
Unfortunately, it wasn't part of the roster.
All the hood niggas on the other side.
You could have went outside. If we would have let you, we would have never known.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I would have never known.
We would have never known. We just needed to give you a base, so that's why we gave you keys.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, you have free agents to use too. But yeah, a couple things. Like I said, the story was wild. The story was wild, and I didn't like 2 back-to-back week reveals with guitar hits. I didn't like
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Jeff Jarrett.
Jarrett's on his roster.
And he was neither one. Everybody hits with a guitar didn't play guitar. So
it was that, and then like I said, it was all over the place. So I thought I was gonna be the hater. I said 1.5. Damone went lower than me. He said a 1. So,
yeah, I also didn't like that it was back to back. You're old, I'm not.
I was gonna get to that too. Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of it felt like
But
the
they're
same
both
storyline,
old.
low-key.
Like,
You could have made James Storm not old.
oh yeah.
He could have did that, but hey.
And Flo Rida is old as shit in his own right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
How old
I
is
don't know.
Flo Rida?
that's what
I have
was
no
talking
idea.
about.
What was his
He's
last
gotta be in
hit
his
though?
40s,
I
right?
had to have been in grade school.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
guess he's 49. I don't know.
He's
I'm just gonna take a
45.
guess. Shit, I was close, but I went over.
He's 45. How old is Snoop Dogg? I know Snoop Dogg's up there.
Snoop Dogg's 69.
53. God damn, 69.
Whoa.
Well, he hangs out
I
with
knew you were
fucking
that
Martha
old.
Stewart. He hangs out with Martha Stewart. It was a good guess.
Because Martha Stewart is cool. I'd hang with Martha Stewart.
They
I
both
would have hung
gangsters.
out with
Yeah.
Martha. I would not have hung out with pre-jail Martha Stewart. She seemed like kind of a buzzkill, but post-jail Martha Stewart seems pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Young Gravy pulled.
Yeah.
Pulling Martha Stewart is crazy.
Hey, we all saw that cover. That's
Alright.
a wood. Don't even deny it.
Let's go on to this next match.
Okay, next match. Okay, but gonna have to get a good rebound. So, we now turn to Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is now at a he's now at a loss. The Judgment Day has broken up, and what's worse, Liv Morgan decided to leave him for Raquel Gonzalez. Yeah, so it's been tough for Dominic recently. So
I climbed that tree.
Besides being done by Liv Morgan, they were supposed to have a wedding, but then he betrayed him, kicked him in the goalies, and then he got in Raquel's arms. Yeah.
Not the bully.
So what you're saying is Raquel and Liv are back together.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I should have known we were going to be the back joke. Okay, so now Dom he has no purpose in life. He's lost all of his friends. The ones he called family, and then he realizes he just doesn't know what to do with himself. So one day he's contemplating what should I do now? And out comes his father, Rey Mysterio. Dom says, you come to gloat at me in my situation now, huh? You happy? You're happy now? And he says, no, Dom, look, I would never do that. But I warned you this would happen. Dom, look, I understand, finding your place, but this is what I had in mind. And now look at you. Judgment Day is broken up. You got left on the altar by Liv Morgan. You need someone who can help you. And and he says, come back to us. Your mother, your sister, to your familia. We forgive you. And he says, no, I'm not doing it. I did this to get out of your shadow because you were holding me back, and now you want me to come back into the fray just to get outshined by you. No, I'm not doing it. And Rey Mysterio is looking dejected. All the meanwhile, Karrion Kross and the Dark Covenant, consisting of Lance Archer and Preston Vance, are watching behind the scenes. We have another segment. So we have another segment backstage. Dominic, he takes in what his father what his father said. You know, he says maybe it's time to call him, and then out comes Carrie Cross and says, "Well, Dom, I see you're about. I guess you're about to call your father." And then he says, "How did you guys know?" A man knows a lot of things, Dom, but really, you're gonna let your father pressure pressure you like that? Like, Dom, come on. Like, you've made it to the big time. Like, you don't need that dead space. But then Dom's like, what maybe I do need him. Like, just look at me. I'm a wreck. I'm a wreck. Like, I can't function right. Like, maybe family is the definite choice for me. But then Karen Cross looks dejected. I said, "Look, Dom, look, I understand you want your family, but that family you grew up with is no more. Join us. Join the Dark Covenant. We can make you stronger. Give you all the fame and get back all the fame and fortune you have." But he says, "No, I need to do this." And Karen Cross looks he looks dejected, almost as he was spat in the face by Dominic. And he says, "You made a big mistake." And as Dominic is walking away, he says, "You made a big mistake, kid." So next week, Dominic is out. So Dominic is out in the ring saying, "Look, I know I did some bad things, you know. My past with the Judgment Day, betraying my own father. But, like, look at me. I can't function right. I can't think straight. I got no one. So maybe it's time, you know, to freshen the air, because I need some supports." So then he calls Raymond. So then he calls Rey Mysterio and his family, who's also backstage, to come on down to the ring. Rey Mysterio's theme song hits, but nope, but he doesn't come. It keeps going, but he still doesn't come. But then up on the Titantron, we get a video of Karen Cross to say, "Oh, hi Dom, you missed us. You see, I was really trying to accept you into our family. I thought you would have been a great addition. But what did you do? You rejected us. It felt like an insult, a spit to the face. We were willing to offer you friendship, and you denied us. And you should know by now, what if no one denies the Dark Covenant? All the meanwhile screams are being heard in the background. So the camera now points toward a screaming Aaliyah and Dom's mother, while Rey Mysterio is getting beaten down to the ground. You see, Dom, this is what happens when you cross us. And so Lance Archer and Preston Tan Vance, they pick Rey Mysterio up and they smash him through a car window. And it says, "Dom, you may want to reconsider this offer, because if you don't, there will be more carnage." So then Dom runs out. He sees his family crying. Rey Mysterio, he is badly hurt. He's getting structured. So now he gets escorted to the ambulance, and Dom is wondering, what have I done? So now next week, Dom comes out and says, he says, "Carrion, I saw what you did, and I want to come and make amends." Out comes Carrion and the Dark Covenant. He says, Carrion, I know I said I needed. I know I took in what you wanted. You know, you said I need friends. You know, you wanted my friendship. And so with that being said, I say fuck your friendship. You see, I've done a lot of bad things, but if there's one thing I've learned from my familia, it's that you do not mess with my family. So I'm throwing out this out. You want to bury my family? Well, guess what? I'm gonna bury you. Be Fright to remember. Me and you in a coffin match. And then he says, and then Karen is like, he's laughing to himself, laughing to all his Dark Covenant members, saying, "Oh, you stupid, stupid child. Do you really think you're tough? You really think you're tough like that?" But Dom knows what he's got some. Dom knows what he's got himself into. There's almost a sense of dread on his face, like, "Oh my God, I just fucked up." It says, okay, your wish. Me versus you coffin match. But Dom, I just gotta tell you, it'll be a grave mistake. And once I'm done with you, I will bury you next to your father. And so now we get to Fright to Remember. Karrion Kross comes down with the Dark Covenant. Dominic Mysterio comes out to in a surprise. He comes out to Rey Mysterio's theme music, wearing his father's Halloween Havoc 1997 outfit he wore against Eddie Guerrero. And so the match bell rings. Karrion tells Archer and Vance, like, you go leave. This will be easy. It said, and when Karrion Kross said this, Dom says, I don't know if I can do this. And so Dom tries his best. You know, he tries escaping from Karrion. You know, try to weave out of his maneuvers, but he can't weave forever. And unfortunately, Karrion catches him. You know, starts wailing him into the corner. Starts battering him. Launching him into the steel poles. Hitting him with steel steps, and like Dominic, he doesn't know what he's hurt, and he's under the ring right now. And as Karrion Kross is pulling him under the ring, Dom whacks him with a candlestick and just starts wailing on him. He's doing everything to keep Karrion Kross at bay, but Karrion Kross is too powerful, and then Karrion he grabs Dominic by the throat and choke slam him through the announce table. And now Karrion is just toying. He's just toying with Dominic, saying, "You're out of. I offered you kindness and you rejected me. You rejected me. I wanted to be your friend. I wanted to show you the light. And now the only thing you will know is darkness." But then he opens the coffin. He opens the coffin. But as he opens the coffin and turns right back around, Dominic hits a suicide dive out on the outside, hitting Kross and tumbling the coffin over too. And so, you know, Dom's got some fight in him. He gets a steel chair, starts hammering him. He gets some more candlesticks, wailing on him, chairs, wailing on him. He's using every weapon in the book. He even decides to get out a sledgehammer because, well, why not? Why not? Well, why not? Not, but Karen Cross counters it. He pushes Dom to the ground and just snaps the sledgehammer in two, saying, "Is that the best you got?" And now he drags Dom back in the ring. And so Karen Cross, he decides to put Dom. He puts Dom to sleep with the straight jacket where he's got the head on the head right here. Then he's choking him out. I think that's a straight jacket. And Dom passes out. Karen Cross thinks he's won, so he slowly drags Dom. He sets up the casket. He puts Dom in, and it's about to close the casket until Dom's feet counters Cross closing the casket, and he pushes up with enough force to drag Cross to stun Cross. And he's busting out moves. He hits a tilt-a-war DDT on the outside on the padding. Then Dom says, if I'm gonna put this guy down, I need to resort to extreme measures. So he decides there's a bag, and well, it's thumbtacks, and he wants to slam Cross into the thumbtacks, but Cross counters him. He goes for a choke slam, but Dom counters. He's able with enough strength to body slam Cross into the thumbtacks. And then to further compound the damage, he decides to hit a top rope frog splash. And Dom thinks he's got it. But then out comes both Vance and Archer. Dom tries his best to fight back, but it's too much for him to handle. And they're about to end him with a triple power bomb, a shield style triple power bomb. But then Rey Mysterio music hits, and Rey Mysterio, still dealing with a concussion from having his head smashed in. He doesn't care. He loves his son, and he wants to save him. So he rushes in. He starts. They don't call him the ultimate underdog for nothing. He starts going after Dark Covenant, hitting Hurricane Rana's head scissors. He even hits a double 619 on both Archer and Vance, but Cross catches him and hits him with a Saito suplex. And then it appears it's going to be over. But then Cross gets hit with a chair. But Rey Mysterio is down. But who is that? Why, it's none other than Mrs. Mysterio and Aaliyah. And Cross is like, really? You want to hit me? But then as he's focusing all his anger towards them, Dom grabs a piece of the sledgehammer that Cross broke and clocks him on the head with it. And he's stumbling. He's lying on the middle rope. Both Mysterio just gets up in time. Father and son 619, and then Father 619, Cross stumbles. The family, Dominic puts him in the casket, and the family closes the casket together. Dominic Mysterio wins, and the family rejoices together. Mysterio has found someone to call home, or family, or whatever, and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna start us off with rating this match. I like how you turned Dominic Mysterio face. I know in real life there's not much demand for a Dominic Mysterio face turn, especially how he was as a babyface the first time. However, seeing him basically crash from his current position and lose it all, and that forcing him to turn back to his family, I think is kind of a cool thing. And I think that Karrion Kross's character would be the type to try to exploit that and be like, no, you can just join us. So I think your story premise is very cool. All the promos weren't perfect. I think there was like one response from Kross where I was like, I don't love that. But the story premise is sick. I really do like that. I think the right person won in that scenario. So I think babyface Dom is right to win with that scenario with the help of his family because that's his redemption arc. Beating the demons,
Mm-hmm.
I think you did a lot of cool stuff with this. You know what? I'm gonna give you $5. I'm gonna be bold.
Damn. Okay. Did not expect that.
The story premise itself is just really good, and you won me on a face Dominic Mysterio. That's hard enough as is. You deserve that $5.
Yes. This is how you do a face turn.
For real. Well done.
I like that confidence. But I'm gonna go with
I love the confidence.
I love the confidence, but here's your 0.
no. I was gonna say I like the confidence, but I don't think it's a 5. I don't think it's a 5. It was really good. This is definitely your best story out of all of them, and I agree with what John said. I like the way you did the face turn. I think this is in my opinion, the most coherent story as well too. This one made sense. The first one, first one was cool. The second one was so wacky this was nice to see after that. It's nice to bring us back. So this was definitely
Nice
a good
palate
rebound.
cleanser.
Yeah, this is a great rebound check right here. That's what I'm giving this. I'm giving this a straight 4.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with pretty much everything John said and Kenny said. It's not a 5, but I'm gonna give you a 4.95.
What lost those 5 cents, money?
4.95. When have I ever seen that? Oh, no.
I've given like 0.93s and stuff before. But
he counts
it wasn't perfect. Like I guess who the not mercenaries, but who the henchmen were, I don't care for because like Lance Archer, the best version of him was in Rock and Rave Infection. I
That's
don't like
crazy thing to say. I do think Lance Hoyt is the best version, but not Rock and Rave Infection. Like, he had like 5 years of decent work before that.
I just don't, for the most part, don't care about Lance Archer, Hoyt, whatever. Yeah.
Ramon's like, give me Lance Rock.
Yeah, give me Lance Rock. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the only like. I wish he had better henchmen.
Yeah.
Ross never picks good henchmen though. I mean, look at his faction right now. Like,
I thought it was fine. I'm just gonna echo what everybody else said, so I'm just not going to. So I'm at 4.5.
And Sean, before you go into the next match, how many are left on your card?
I got 3. I got 3 matches left.
Okay, so you're about halfway through. So Sean, is it all right if we save those 3 matches for a part 2 next week? Because your vivid details are very similar to the other GPW and are risking us running 2 hours. So we want to save 3 matches. We want to see how you bounce back next week and wrap up there. But I'm glad we got to end on this good note. So for everybody listening at home, next week.
You didn't want to end on Flow Rider?
Yeah,
I should have been the main event. I'll be honest with you.
I feel like
this thrown so much shit in the ring if that was the main event.
I felt like Dominic and Damian should be the main event part 1 because it's an emotional story. It's a great way to turn Dom face with like forcing a face turn. Like how they did with 20 like how they did with Roman Reigns back in the day. So yeah, and on an emotional note, I feel like this was the perfect way to end part 1.
Excellent. I'm on the Flow Rider main eventing joke note. I wouldn't have thrown a
Flow
water bottle in
right
the
up.
ring. I would have pissed into a water bottle and thrown it into the ring if that was the main event.
That's
Like,
crazy. Man.
Oh boy.
That should have been for the Def Jam Tag Team Championships. That's what that
I would have hit
should
the Eric Andre. This is a bag of my feces. like, I would have been furious. Like, anyway, I'm
Also,
glad we
fuck
ended on
John
this
for
note.
calling 50 a bad rapper.
For the Book
That's
It Verse
insane.
lovers,
Right?
next week we are going to have Sean give us part 2. So we're gonna have part 2 of the wild card, GPW, Fright to Remember, and then we're gonna start round 4 of our Book It Verse following that, and keep getting the show on the road. So wild card, where can we find you if we want to keep in touch with you?
You can find me primarily on Facebook. I'm part of the Reach for the Ropes wrestling community. Come on, hang out. Let's just talk some good old fashioned wrestling.
Hell yeah! All right, D Money, where can we find you?
John, don't say hell yeah, the good old fashioned wrestling. You don't like good old fashioned wrestling.
You're right.
You like
flippy
mud
doo-dah
hole
shit.
bullshit. If there ain't 8,000 flips, you don't like it.
You're right,
But you can,
and I
you can
stand
find
on
me.
it.
But you can find me in all the bullshit at DaMoney T13 DAMONEY T13. I may or may not respond to you depending on the day.
Mike, where can they find you? Can they?
Don't look. Don't try to find me because you won't. And I'm mad at you. So fuck
He
off.
likes to stay hidden.
Damn, he sang a song to tell y'all to go fuck yourselves.
He was in the shadows with
See, Keith, it's
the
not hard.
Insane Clown Posse.
And Bad Guy, tell us about your
Who's going
37
chicken
shows.
hunting?
Man, before I do that,
We're going
I
chicken
just
hunting.
gotta say I watched Ready to Rumble last over the weekend. That shit was trash.
Oh no! You watched
did
it?
it. And
I
here's
turned
the
that
thing
shit off.
is, you're straight edge, so you did it sober, so you already did it wrong.
It's not meant to. It's not. Well, I shouldn't say it's not meant to be good because I think they thought it was gonna be good, but it was not.
No,
good.
they absolutely thought it was gonna be good.
Yeah, it's
That
not
shit was-
good.
That
It's
shit was
not
trash.
good.
That shit was trash.
But
But,
it helps if you have.
I mean, what do you expect? It has David Arquette in there.
Hey, we're not gonna badmouth
we do
David
not.
Arquette.
We do not disrespect the general manager of TCW.
It wasn't his fault.
This is
It was the
getting
writer and the
disgusting.
director.
TC Dub. TC
We gotta hear
Dub.
about fucking David Arquette when I'm trying to hear about hood movie reviews. Fuck y'all.
I just had to get it off my chest. I just watched that and I was like, "This is shitty," and I turned it off.
David
But,
Arquette is a deathmatch wrestler.
And we know Kenny has watched some bad fucking movies. Like
I've watched
he's
some
got
bad
a whole
movies.
show devoted to it.
I love bad movies.
But yeah, you can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken Podcast. I'm sorry, Bad Guy Spoken. You catch the Bad Guy Spoken Podcast on YouTube's, and you can also catch Unbiased, the football podcast, the same channel. You see TK, the little U like this, and you can also catch Geek in the motherfucking sheets, where we talk all things anime, Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, talk about all that shit. And you can also catch Hood Movie Review. Review all your favorite and not so favorite hood movies. Yes, we reviewed some stinkers in our time, like Hot Boys. Shitty.
That was awful.
It was awful. Damone was there for that.
I was
terrible.
for it. Yeah, it's not good. It's a terrible movie.
And Tiffany the Sex Doll, which is the most
underrated movie of the year. Should have won an Oscar.
You gotta watch it. And you can also check out Mr. One, Not a Real Court, where we argue about things like what's the best fruit.
Some of y'all ate the fucking vegetables already.
The vegetable podcast coming. So be on the
They
lookout
did
for
worse
that.
candy.
I've been begging them to argue over vegetables for fucking 3 months now.
We're not going to, Joe.
John
Joe
wants us
doesn't
to
eat
give him a veggie tail.
I just want to know if they think celery's good or not.
No, celery.
No one thinks celery is
is if
good.
hot wings with it. That's the only way I eat it.
Right.
In
you
fact,
use
I will
Yes,
celery
go
that
on.
is the only way.
Argue for
And I'm still salty. So Dan, I wish I had some more hot wings.
Right. I like it when you get the celery and then some of the wing sauce gets on the celery. So when you go to eat it, you get a little bit of it on there and you dip it in the blue cheese.
You just eat it. You're like blue cheese. Wait
Of
a
course,
minute.
blue cheese. Get the fuck out of here, bad guy.
Wait a
Because you're a
minute.
little bitch. It's not my
You
fault.
ruined it. You said blue cheese.
And lastly, if you're going to find me anywhere, I'll also be reached for the Rose Wrestling Discussion Facebook group where most of these connections began, including ours with Sean, our guest. So if you want to be in the same scenario where you become a fan, get to become friends with us, and maybe even guest for us one day, that's your path, buddy. Until then, that's been an episode of Book It. See ya.
Bye.